Morning everyone, this is Ceren Kolsarici from the marketing area, and I'll be talking to you about the MSc PhD program in marketing today. Who is a good fit for the marketing program at Smith School of Business? We accept students from a wide range of backgrounds. If you're in engineering, if you're in psychology, if you have some commerce background, or coming from really any other discipline, you're most welcome to join Queen's and study marketing. One caveat is if you don't have a master's degree in marketing or a related discipline, we would encourage you to study or start the program in the MSc program rather than going directly into the PhD program. We communicate this to you during your application, but it's good to keep this in mind. If you don't have the necessary background, we would encourage you to start in the MSc program. So what kind of research do we do at Queen's? We have 8 faculty members. I'll introduce them to you in a little bit, but really we work on a variety of different topics. So I have a few examples here you'll see in the slide deck as well. Branding and brand management, advertising campaign design, which is one of my specialties, consumer persuasion. Joel, the student, PhD student that you're going to meet in a few minutes, he's working on consumer persuasion and advertising, for instance. We have faculty working on consumer fairness, consumer culture theory, social media use and impact, consumer activism, etc., etc. So really, you'll have the opportunity to be exposed to a range of topics, and you have an expert on any of these topics in the Queen's marketing program, which is one of the unique gifts that we have here at Smith in the marketing area. Without further ado, let me introduce you to our faculty members. This is in alphabetical order, and I'll tell you about their research a little bit, but you can find a lot more information obviously on our faculty websites. You could find their papers, link to their papers, you could find their specific research interests and how they evolved over the years as well. This is just a very brief summary. I'll start with Lawrence. Lawrence is one of our colleagues working in consumer behavior. So we have 4 main fields in marketing. It's consumer behavior, consumer culture theory, quantitative models or modeling, and I work in modeling, empirical models, and we also have marketing strategies. So Lawrence works on consumer behavior, specifically social and emotional influences on consumer judgment and decision making. He has his PhD from University of British Columbia. And moving on to Jake, he is a faculty member working on marketing strategy, so that is the high-level, broad stream that he's working on. Specifically, his research deals with corporate reputation and brand management, CSR activities, and how CSR impacts firms' profitability as well as reputation. And Jake has a PhD from University of Texas at Austin. Peter Dason works on consumer behavior topics as well as marketing strategy topics, and he has some papers on modeling as well. So, and specifically his research looks at identifying how individuals form judgments about brands, including corporate brands and corporate reputation, the type of information that marketing managers consider useful in forming judgments. And Peter's PhD is from University of Toronto. Jay is a colleague of ours working in consumer culture theory as a broad stream. More specifically, he looks at ways in which marketers integrate emotional, social, and cultural dimensions into their products and services, and he also investigates corporate marketing strategies, and Jay's PhD is from Queen's University. My research at the high level looks at quantitative models in marketing in order to improve managerial decision making. So it could be topics related to advertising campaigns, it could be topics related to promotional campaigns. Basically, my research looks at how managers can improve their decisions so that firms operate in a more efficient manner with minimal waste, and also how we can improve consumer welfare and societal welfare throughout improved managerial decisions. I got my PhD from McGill University back in 2009, not 4, 2009, and I've been here for 10 years. So Monica Labarge, working in consumer behavior. More specifically, he looks at marketing communications, persuasion-related variables in areas of health promotion, social marketing, and charitable giving. And Monica's PhD is from University of Oregon. Nicole Rabotai had her PhD from University of Toronto, 2012. She's been with us since then. Her research, again, at a high level, deals with consumer behavior. More specifically, she looks at judgment and decision making with an emphasis on morality, public policy, and social marketing. And last but not least, we have Tandy Thomas, high-level research stream. She works in consumer culture theory, similar to Jay. She has her PhD from University of Arizona, and more specifically, her research deals with how the social contexts in which individuals are embedded impact their consumption behaviors, with a focus on cultural influences on consumption and consumption communities. So I know this is a lot of information. You could go to the website, take your time, and look at our CVs and read a bit more about our research, even the papers, and you'll get to know us a lot more better. But just to highlight what makes us unique is really we have somebody working in one of the 4 key areas of marketing. At least one person, in most cases more than one person, works in consumer behavior, consumer culture theory, marketing strategy, and quantitative modeling, which I said is unique, but it's also very valuable for a student who doesn't really know what they want to work on, who comes to the PhD program or the MSc program with a passion in research and really tries to expose themselves to multiple areas of the research. They will get the chance here. We are an area with a large breadth of knowledge, and that makes us very different from a lot of our competitors in the academic field. Here's a summary of research topics some of our students work on. My student, Chris Emerald, who is on the job market this year, for instance, working on financial decision making, investor heterogeneity in financial services market. Another unique thing about the marketing area in Smith is you will get the opportunity to work with real corporations, if you want, with real data sets, with real life problems. And this is an example of 2 papers that deal with real life problems in collaboration with real corporations. Again, you'll find the full list of research topics on the slide deck, so I'm going to move on and give you a bit more insight about what you can expect from a marketing research program at Smith School of Business. So we offer a curriculum design which combines coursework with workshops. So what that accomplishes is it helps you understand course material. It also gives you the opportunity to apply what you learn and bring it to fruition in terms of coming up with a research paper as soon as possible after you start your studies. So we have 2 workshops designed for that purpose. The first workshop, the research workshop, you start taking it in your first year of the graduate program. If you're a master's student, that will be your year of study, which gives you a lot of insights about what research is, the history of research, what is a good way to build a theoretically grounded problem, and how you can carry it onto a research paper and ultimately through publication. And the second workshop, which you will take in your second year in your PhD program, really gets you work on your research problem piece by piece, giving you feedback in a timely manner so that you have a complete paper ready for publication or ready for submission to a journal by the end of your second year. We encourage you to work on your ideas and operationalize your ideas as quickly and efficiently as possible, giving you feedback so that you become a productive member of the research community. I've mentioned you will have the opportunities to work with corporations on real life problems. We have a Center of Customer Analytics, Scotiabank Center of Customer Analytics at Smith. And we work with Scotiabank, but many other corporations as well, who come to us with problems that they are trying to solve and bringing us data that they have, and we are coming together, building research teams, including PhD and MSc students, to work on those problems. And it's a win-win situation because the corporations have accurate and reliable answers to their problems, which can be scaled up to similar situations as well. And us researchers have unique data sets. Students have hands-on experience with state-of-the-art models, and we have papers that have a good chance of being published in high-quality journals because of the unique setting and the quality of the data and the research question. So it is a really win-win situation being part of the Scotiabank Center of Customer Analytics. I want to reiterate it again. We will give you the opportunity to expose yourselves to all 4 areas of marketing. We encourage you to start your research early through our workshops, as well as the coursework. And you will have a summer research project end of your first year. And with the second year's workshop, a lot of our students finish those summer research projects and have complete manuscripts submitted or ready for submission end of their second year. We have a lot of co-authorships, obviously with your supervisor, but also students start projects with each other or other faculty members within marketing or across areas. So we have a very research active community, and our focus is producing high quality research as well as becoming productive members of the research community. Typical student experience from a faculty perspective, and Joel will give you a lot more insight about the typical student experience from a student's perspective. But I can tell you that we have a small number of PhD MSc students, so it's not a huge class that you'll be working with. On average, we have about 5 incoming students together, MSc and in the PhD program. The junior students are usually mentored by the senior students. Our students are very friendly, so if you have a problem with a course, if you have a problem in the social environment, you'll have somebody to rely on. You'll have more than one person to rely on in the graduate program in marketing at Smith. We have a regular seminar series. We invite scholars from across the world, around the globe, really accomplished scholars to Smith so they can present their work, meet with our students, meet with our faculty members, and really generate this momentum for an exciting research community. And we have that regularly going on every year, and we're hoping to keep that going in the future as well. We also have a regular brown bag session. If you want to present your work to your colleagues, to your peers, as well as to the faculty, there are many opportunities. Faculty presents their work to get feedback from their colleagues as well. So we have a very collegial group here, and we like sharing our work and getting feedback and moving things further in a more productive and efficient manner. And for the behavioral students, consumer behavior focused students, we have a behavioral lab. Currently Lawrence is running it. They have weekly meetings where they discuss research ideas, design experiments, start running experiments, collecting data, and start co-authorships within the framework of the behavioral lab. We have a research pool where you can actually collect data a lot more easily than in many other schools who don't have the research pool. So a lot of those things are opportunities that we provide here, and that makes us unique. Now I want to leave the floor to Joel. He's going to tell you a lot more about the students' experience here at Smith. And if you have any questions, you can always contact us, any faculty member, or the research office, and they will forward your questions to us. Thank you.
Hi everyone, so my name is Joel Moore, and I'm finishing up my 3rd year of the PhD program in marketing. In terms of my research, I examine consumer overconfidence and how that affects how consumers respond to different advertising appeals. Other students in the area, there's been research conducted on power and gift giving. There's been research conducted on consumer happiness. There's been research conducted on surveillance. financial decision making and financial advisors. So the PhD students have done a lot of different cool research ideas since I've been here. I guess I'll just talk a little bit about some of the benefits of the program from my point of view. I started doing the MSc and then I decided to stay for the PhD because I just loved it here at Queen's and love doing research here with everyone. One great thing about doing the MSc is that you get to go in depth and explore your own ideas. You have the creative freedom to do so, and the benefit of the summer research project is you really get to go in depth and specific on something that you're interested in. And then obviously that continues if you stay for a PhD or if you're coming into the PhD program. You get to work really closely with faculty, so you get an MSc advisor, a PhD advisor, and you meet with them every week or so, and you get to co-author with not only them but potentially other faculty and students as well. I really think that the MSc was a great transition for me to the PhD program. It was a year where I got to determine whether I liked research and kind of figure out the academic community, and at that point I decided to move forward with the PhD. One really great thing about Queen's is our small class sizes. So when I was doing my classes, there was about 4 or 5 people in each class in terms of the marketing specific areas. So it really allows for you to get to know the other students and the faculty, but it really enhances your learning and the opportunities you have to engage with other people. There's a lot of great networking opportunities with Queen's. So we have lots of guest speakers, as Ceren mentioned, from other schools that come in. We also have conference funding that you get. So I've been to a few conferences so far that, again, you get to network with people from other schools. You get to present your research, which are really great opportunities. There are some extracurricular activities that are kind of coinciding with the MSc PhD program. So we have a graduate committee that runs semi-formal every year for the students. We have a consortium at the start of the year every year for students where we do things like a 3-minute thesis competition, people presenting their research. We have roundtable discussions and that sort of thing, just so new students get acclimated, they meet all other new students, and I think that's a really great benefit to the program. In terms of Kingston and the Kingston experience, Goods Hall is an amazing building. We have great office space here. The behavioral lab is really nice if you're doing experimental research. There's a Starbucks in Goods Hall, and it's just generally a really great place to be. And then the campus is beautiful as well, really old with limestone everywhere. In terms of the city life, there's a lot of parks in Kingston. The downtown is very nice. It is somewhat of a touristy area, so there are lots of festivals and events going on throughout the year in Kingston. And then there's lots of sports teams. For example, I know lots of different MSc and PhD students who play soccer with the faculty, or we've ran a softball team in the past. So the kind of Kingston, the Smith School of Business experience goes beyond just what's taught in the classroom and your own research. So I think that's everything I wanted to talk about. The student emails, I believe, are on the website if you would like to contact any student in specific, and as well, you can discuss with the research office. I know I and other students in the past have met with prospective students over coffee just to discuss the program and what have you. So we look forward to hearing from you. Thanks.